All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1020, Jenkins case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Harrison?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I am here today to request child support and back pay for my 2-year-old daughter.
Okay. And where is Dad?
That's a really good question. I'm wondering the same myself.
I mean, me too. It looks like he was served to be here today.
Yep.
So we can just continue without him.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know how much Dad makes? Do you have any financial information on him whatsoever?
I know he definitely makes over $100K a year.
Okay. And what does he do for a living?
He's a neurosurgeon.
Neurosurgeon, all right. Do you have an exact...
In order to obtain child support and back wages for her daughter, who is 2 years old, Ms. Harrison has filed a lawsuit. However, the case takes a surprising turn when the father of the kid, a well-paid neurosurgeon, is legally served but does not show up for court. The judge proceeds without hesitation, thus his absence doesn't cause any delays in the proceedings. According to Ms. Harrison, despite making over $130,000 a year, the father has not made any contributions to their child's education. This case is developing into a dramatic legal battle as the judge is ready to decide his financial responsibilities.
Amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know how long he's been a neurosurgeon?
About at least 7 years.
7 years, okay. And you said he makes over 100. Do you have an exact number that he makes?
If I had to guesstimate, I would say about 130.
130? That's about average?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And did you do any research to see if that was like customary for somebody who's been a neurosurgeon for all that time? Or is that like entry?
I think that's about average, so it definitely could be higher.
Okay. So we'll just base it at that then.
Okay.
Okay. And then you say you're requesting back pay.
Yes.
For the past 2 years, he hasn't provided anything?
That's correct.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Vonda Bailey and I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and I handle matters that are related to child support, child custody, divorce, and adoption. So if you need help in any one of those areas, please feel free to give me a call. Anything?
That's correct.
Okay. Did your daughter go to daycare or anything like that?
Yes, but I provide health care and daycare for my daughter.
Thank you for saying that. How much is health care?
That is about $125.
$125?
Monthly, yes.
Okay. And the $125, is that for your daughter only or is that for you as well?
Daughter only.
Okay.
Ms. Harrison confidently takes the stand and makes her point in great detail. She stresses that the father, a neurosurgeon in practice who makes an estimated $130,000 a year, makes more than enough money to support their daughter. He has completely disregarded his financial obligations as a parent in spite of his high income. She clarifies that she has been paying for everything on her own, including necessities like nursery and medical care, without his assistance. The judge listens carefully and observes the obvious difference in wealth between the two. Her testimony, which depicts a mother fighting to obtain what is due to her kid, is unquestionably credible. The case is moving closer to a decision with each new word.
Let's see. So we're going to do some calculations here. Does he have any other children?
Yes, he has 2 other children.
2 other children. Okay. So based on 16%. And he will have to reimburse you the $125 back per month for the child. He's not here to dispute or say anything different, so it'll be based on the testimony that you provide, assuming of course that you're being honest about what the numbers are. Based on 130, roughly about 130, I have his gross at $11,333 a month, which brings his net to $8,550. Reimbursement for the $125 health insurance child support amount comes out to $1,485. Now you said you want back child support. Are you asking for that for the past 24 months since your daughter has been born, or?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been in and out of the picture, but not financially, and I truly believe parenting it takes both sides to be there, so.
I mean, correct. I just wasn't sure if you were asking from the date of birth or it was a certain number of months that you were looking for.
Yeah, 24 months.
24 months, okay. So, 1,485 at the past 24 months is $35,640 a month. So what we'll do, because that number is so high, is add $500 for the back pay.
My name's Naru Witherspoon. I'm an attorney and I'm licensed in Illinois, Texas, and Missouri. I handle cases for families all over the nation. And I want to talk to you about Vonda Bailey. Vonda Bailey is a family law attorney and she handles high-profile, high-net-worth cases. If you're listening to this message and you're a high-value individual, a high-profile individual, you must give Vonda Bailey a call. What does that mean? If you have properties, if you have assets, if you have 401k plans, compensation packages that are complex, I want you to give Vonda Bailey a call. Vonda Bailey, she's an amazing attorney. She might be expensive, but it's worth it. Give Vonda Bailey a call.
Without wasting any time, the judge carefully determines the father's expected yearly income in order to determine his child support obligation. The judge decides that he must pay $1,485 in child support each month after accounting for required expenses, such as medical bills and the fact that he has 2 other children. But Ms. Harrison isn't going to stop there. Additionally, she asks for back pay for the previous 24 months, which the judge readily grants. In addition to the usual payments, an extra $500 is paid each month to cover the $35,640 in arrears. The father forfeits his ability to contest these computations because he did not show up for court, and the judge makes a default ruling. This case is a classic illustration of how missing court can have major financial consequences. The decision is definitive, and there will be repercussions.
So pretty much after the $35,640 is paid off, the $500 that you will be receiving additionally will go back down to the $1,485. So 1,485 plus 500, that brings your monthly obligation, well, his monthly obligation that you will receive for the child to $1,985. Okay? And that obligation will start on the 1st of next month, and once the withholding order and everything goes to his employer, you'll receive that amount every month. Okay? Now, he has the right to come back and dispute that if he believes the amount is incorrect. But today, because he didn't show up, I'm going to go ahead and enter a default.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any other questions?
Just one quick question. If my number is lower and it turns out that he does with me more, is that number going to change?
That's a great question, and yes, it will change.
Okay.
Unless he can, like I said, if he can bring in something that shows differently, and if he brings in any financial documents that shows that it's higher, his child support will be raised.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The judge underlines one important point before wrapping up the proceedings. The father may contest the decision in the future, but only if he can present convincing proof that his income is different from what the court has estimated. The decision remains in effect until then, and Ms. Harrison will get $1,985 a month, which includes the payback plan for the arrears. The judge makes a strong point about the value of showing up for court, stressing that breaking the law can have serious financial and legal repercussions. Anyone who believes they can avoid their responsibilities should take note of this case. Justice and the courts don't wait for no-shows. The decision emphasizes an important lesson. When it comes to child support, avoiding the courtroom is not a good plan. Judge Werby summarizes the main conclusion of the case as it draws to a close. The father's absence did not shield him from a court order. On the contrary, it made matters worse. The court decided in Ms. Harrison's favor even though he did not show up, demonstrating that legal actions do not vanish when they are ignored. The judge emphasizes that presence is mandatory once a person has been served and the court can proceed without them. This case demonstrates how the judicial system makes sure that children receive the financial support they are entitled to, and it goes beyond simply one parent evading accountability. Whether motivated by legal principles or personal drama, the message is clear. You cannot avoid the repercussions even if you attempt to flee from court.